welcome to MichMusic Now. I'm Michelle Weir, and today we're talking about you making up intros at the piano on the fly. And this video is a direct result of someone asking me for this video, and so thank you, whoever you are. I forgot who it was actually, but I think it came in through my website. You all are welcome to tell me what you're interested in, and if I can make a video of it, I will. Please know there is a PDF download available for you, and so you're going to want to go to MichMusic Michelle Weir YouTube channel to get that download, but you're going to need to hear all the explanation also, so be sure to watch all the way through the video and then get the download for reminders about the points that I made today. All right, let me give you a summary of this process first, okay? And then we'll go to some specifics and show you some stuff at the piano. First thing to do is to find a chord progression. I'll go into more detail in a minute, but you start with a chord progression. And that might only be 2 chords or 8 chords. It could be a lot of different things. Number 2 is that you will want to have solid piano voicings. This class is not going to go very far teaching you about voicings, but other classes do. So look in the jazz piano playlist on my YouTube channel for more videos on that as needed. Number 3 is that you make a simple melody out of the top note of the piano voicings. It's sort of like a connect the dots thing. You just make a little kind of mini song-like, piece and use that as your intro. And that's pretty much it. If you're more advanced and you want to go further, we decorate. And what we do is we add broken chords, more interesting melodic lines, perhaps some reharmonization or more elaborate chord progressions, passing notes, etc., etc. I'll talk about those today, but we'll get into more details about those in a future session. Okay, let's talk about chord progressions that you can use. First of all, it could be as simple as a 5 chord. So if we're in the key of, say, G7 sus with a note. It could be as simple as a 2-5-1. And by the way, we are using voicing P1 and P2, as well as progression P1 and progression P2 sometimes today. So you can sort of soak that in, and again, go to the jazz piano playlist on my YouTube channel to find out more about those voicings and patterns. You could use a turnaround pattern, the most famous and classic of which is 1, 6, 2, 5, 1. You could get your chord progression from the song that you're playing. You could use the last 4 bars or the last 8 bars. You could get your chord progression from a recording. If you like something you hear, just transcribe it. You could make up your own chord progression or borrow it from a snippet of a song. And, if it sounds right, and then it probably is right. And you could take it from a book. My Jazz Singer's Handbook happens to have intro voicings in here, but they pertain to lead sheet writing. However, they could do double duty, and they could also pertain to jazz piano. So anyway, one way or another, find a progression. And the progression we're going to use today so that I can demonstrate a couple of things for you is 1, 4, dominant 7, 3, flat 3 diminished, 2, 5. It sounds like this. And that's it. If I wanted to elongate it, I could just play it twice. Okay, so step number 2 is making the chord voicings. I can't overemphasize this enough. You need solid, good, real, workable, nice sounding chord voicings. And again, this class is not all about that. You might pick up a couple of things anyway. Let me show you 1 or 2 little things now. I'm going to use P1 voicing or progression P1 times in this class, and I may use P2 or progression P2. If you don't know what those are, go to MichMusic now, at MichMusic Michelle Weir YouTube channel, and look for the playlist Jazz Piano and look for P1 or position 1 and P2 or position 2, and you'll learn quite a bit more. All right, so let me play a couple of sets of voicings for this. I'm using this progression, and you can now look at my hands at the piano. C major 7, F dominant, E minor 7, E flat diminished, D minor 7, and G dominant 7. Okay, let me play a little small variation of that. C major 7, F dominant 7, E minor 7, E flat diminished 7, G dominant 7. Now some fancier voicings, and I'm still not doing any other decoration, and I'm not playing any melodic notes yet. Well, okay, there was a small decoration. 4-3. Sus4. Okay, so far you've got your chord progression and you've got your voicings. Now we're just going to make a really, really simple little melodic line on the top notes. And there you go. It's really so easy. Realize that you don't want to get too fancy with that melodic line, but you do want it to be singable like a song. And I'll often have people sing along with their top notes as they're playing to make sure that it's, literally singable. Here's another melodic line. Okay, maybe one more here. All right. Okay, so you've got your basic elements now, the chord progression, the chord voicings, and the simple melody. Before we go on to the next step, which is basically decorating what you have already, a couple of important points. One is that if your song starts with pickup notes, like The Autumn Leaves, okay, then you want to pause on the 5 chord here, because this is where the pickup notes happen, and then the real song starts way over here. All right? So if your song starts on the downbeat after the first 4 bars, if your song actually starts here and the singer or player is not taking any pickups in here, you play all of this and then you play the first chord of the song and they'll come in after you. This would be like, for example, When I Fall in Love. So here's the intro. First chord of the song. Okay. And the other quick point I want to make is that songs do not always start on the 1 chord. Like if we're in the key of C, songs don't always start on a C chord. A lot of times they start on the 2 chord, in which case an intro like this still generally works. But many times they'll start on the relative minor, or just in some other, on the key of the 4 chord and so on. I'm not going to go into too much detail about that now, but we can do that later in some theory class talking in preparation for arranging. So, please, again, let me know what you like. If you want more of that soon, just let me know and I'll see what I can do. Okay, so now you're basically ready to play a simple intro. Hooray! So what's missing with this picture? Well, we could get much more elaborate with a lot of different things and we could decorate the progression. It's a lot like a house in your room. A room a house in your room. I'm dyslexic, not. It's a lot like the living room of your house. I mean, you've got the walls, so you have the sort of framework of it. You've got the furniture in there, and you're using it, just like you're already playing an intro. So what's left? The accent pillows, right? And also that lamp you got at the garage sale that you thought was so weird at the time, and it's been in the garage ever since, but you're ready to pull it out now and use it because you need some color, some flavor, some interest in your living room. And you need that in your intro also. So here are a few specific things. Take a look at the piano. We have passing notes, especially on dominant 7 chords like this. We want to make a 4-3 suspension, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3. Super common and it sounds great. Another type of passing note you could use is a 9 to a flat 9. Normally in the P1 position 2-5-1 pattern, you play it like this. So on the G chord, you've got a 9th. The 9th is like the second, 1, 2, second note of the scale, and we could just make it go to the flat 9. We can do the same thing with the 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is the same note as 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we can play. You may have to adjust your voicings a little bit to make that work, but sounds great. You can do flat 9, 9 to flat 9, and 13 to flat 13. Okay. So another category of creative options we have is in the realm of broken chords. Tons of stuff you can do, certainly arpeggiated lines like this. So at some point I'll give you some patterns in a PDF where you play those arpeggiated notes. You certainly can do note, note, chord, note, note, chord, note, note, chord. That's another broken chord pattern. You can do top note, chord, top note, chord, and hands together. So many possibilities, really. Then the third thing is reharmonization. Of course, this is like a whole world of, it's like learning a whole new language past jazz piano. And I love theory. I'm a theory geek and I'm an arranger. So I do enjoy reharmonization a lot. But it's, we can't go very far on it in this class, but we will sometime soon. So for the moment, take a look at the progression. Memorize it, I guess. Look at the piano. Here's C, G flat, dominant, F, dominant, E minor. Now I could do E flat minor, A flat dominant, then D minor, A flat dominant. That was G sus, then G resolve with flat 9 and a sharp 11. So let's try something else. We could go C, E dominant altered to F dominant 7, then a little side slip, F minor to E minor, and I could go, instead of E flat diminished, I could go A sus, and then resolve it. I could do a walk up, and a tritone sub, and then a sus, and then another tritone sub. Okay, I know for many of you that's like way advanced, and I guess it is. You get used to it, though. It doesn't seem that advanced after you've played it for a while. Anyway, I do hope you picked up a couple of tips for everything regarding making intros today. I'm wishing you the best. Love to know how it's going. feel free to write me a note on YouTube or at my website. I have a contact page, MichMusic.com, or at the Facebook group, which is MichMusic Network. If you like these videos, I sure would appreciate you sharing them with people that also would like them, and subscribing, because the more people subscribe, the further the reach goes in the YouTube algorithm, as I understand it. So thank you for that. It's an important thing. And wishing you the best. See you next time. Bye.